What's up, everybody? Wanted to speak with you guys today about a website provider called Mopro.com and the thieving con artists that they are. Oh yes. Oh yes. So here we are again talking about, I guess basically this is a review. Sometimes when you do reviews, there's positive feedback to give and there's negative feedback to give. And yeah, I grabbed your attention real hard when I called them con artists, didn't I? Yeah. Well, I'll back that up. I'll back that up so hard that those guys aren't going to be able to sit down for at least a month. Luckily, there are 7,500 of you out there who watch my videos. And if all of you watch and share this video, who knows how far this will reach before these guys can actually manipulate people into giving them money that they shouldn't be giving them. I hope you guys can help me out with that. So let's talk about these guys. All right, let's take a look at their website here. So this is what you see when you go to Mopro.com. And if you have an account with them, like I do, which I'm going to go ahead and sign into right here. This is what you're given when you sign in. This is your dashboard. And awesome. Honestly, like, their website is very eye-grabbing. It's very impressive. And this is what my website looks like through them. And again, very eye-grabbing, very impressive. So with that, awesome. They do provide you with a great looking website right off the bat, and that is fantastic. I do appreciate that. But let's talk about kind of like how I got involved with Mopro.com. So on Facebook, I saw in my feed a sponsored ad from Mopro.com, and it says, "We will provide you with a website." It's like have a professional looking website provided by our professionals, something along those lines. So I'm like, okay, I'll bite. I was using GoDaddy.com for the past year to do DrumBlanket.com. Their prices went up, but they weren't offering anything any different. So I was like, I don't want to use this company anymore, because if they're going to jack up the prices of their product but not actually give me more, then I'm not really interested in keeping them around. So I started looking for other websites or website providers, and Mopro.com was one that kind of approached me, if you will, I guess, through a sponsored ad. And I was like, okay, I'll check that out. So I give some information, phone number, and tell them just basic information, and they are going to contact you shortly, that kind of thing. Within a few minutes, I got a phone call. I don't remember what the guy's name is, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. And if he's watching, hey, you're welcome. So I get this phone call, and I'm talking with the guy, and he's a really good talker. He's one of these guys who's like, he's going to relate to what you're saying, and he's really interested in what your product is and what your business is. And, I show him, and he's like, oh man, this is really cool. My brother is doing something like that. I mean, yeah, he's really good at being a salesman and everything. And, he's telling me what we do is we provide you with a professional looking website. Our professionals will build the website for you. And if you want to make changes or anything like that, you contact us and we'll make those changes for you. We do SEO, we do all this stuff to kind of help you pop up in the top categories in Google whenever anybody searches these specific terms and these keywords and all this. Which is nice. Those things aren't incredibly difficult, and if you're really serious about being a website owner or rather a business owner, those are things that you really should learn. However, I can appreciate the fact that if you're just one person running a business, this is a lot to do, and it can be very overwhelming, and really all you want to do is just provide the service that you provide. You don't want to have to go through all this stuff and learn all of this stuff, but suck it up, if you want to be a legit business owner and you want to be somebody who's in control of things, like these are things that you have to learn anyway. But anyway, he's telling me that this is the service that they provide, and it's $100 a month, okay? Now, at the beginning of that conversation that I had with that guy, to the end of that conversation that I had with that guy, all I, the consumer, cared about was that number, $100 a month, and what I'm getting for $100 a month. I tell the guy, look, I'm interested, but right now I can't really justify doing this because I get more people who act interested in getting my service than actually follow through and purchase the service. It's just something that I have to deal with because I'm an expensive service. You know, I provide a service where I take your console and I cosmetically enhance it and then I send it back to you. And I have to do that within a speedy time frame. Mostly kids approach me, people who don't have jobs, people who are going to have money, people who are going to get money from disability, people who are waiting on their tax check. I get all kinds of jackasses, losers, and sometimes great people who actually mean what they say and actually want the service. Seldomly does that happen, but it does happen. So if you are a business owner out there who has clientele every single day, then maybe $100 a month for a website and this kind of service isn't necessarily a bad move for you, especially on the circumstances that things can be overwhelming and you don't really have time to mess with all of that. You just want to provide the service. I can appreciate that. The thing that bothers me about if I'm giving a company $100 a month, then I should have access to everything that their professionals have access to in order to make my own changes to my website. Now, you do have a lot of options and tools that you can use. However, there are certain things like you see this motion background, how this background here on my website is moving. I can't change that. You don't have any access to be able to change that. You have to contact them, give them the pictures, and then they do it for you. That's provided in the service. They tell you that that's provided in the service. However, it's just it's inconvenient because if I'm fully capable of doing it, all I need is just the template that they're using, and I want to express that. When they are contacting you and they're trying to get you sold on buying from them, they send you some other people's websites that they've worked on. And every single one of them is built with the same exact template. So again, if I'm providing you with $100 a month for this service, my website had damn well better be 100% unique. Every dollar should count as a percentage towards uniqueness of my website and not just use the same stale template on everyone's website. Yes, the pictures might be different on their website and the information that's on that website is going to be different, but it looks the same as the other guys or the other 3 guys that you showed me, you know. Another thing is when they say we build a website for you, there are certain stipulations to that. They're not going to provide you with a bio. Now, for a guy like me, I really despise writing about myself. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, A, I'm not very good at it. B, it's like the most narcissistic thing. Like, if you're trying to be like, hey, this is paraphrasing, but it's like, I'm so great. My product is so great. You fucking love me. Here's the reasons why. Don't argue. My stuff's better than everybody else's. I'm beautiful. My dick's bigger than that guy's. And honestly, like, why wouldn't you love me? Like, that's what a bio is, you know? And I just suck at that. I suck at writing those kinds of things. And if I'm providing them with $100 a month, I feel like their team should be doing some research and they should provide you with a bio or something that you can at least pitch back and forth to each other, that not me write it first, send it to them, and then they kind of proofread it and then send it back to you. They should do the initial bio, send it to you, you proofread it, make whatever changes you want, send it back to them, they read it, kind of, and you bounce ideas back and forth off of each other until you're happy. That would be acceptable, but they just don't do that. And I don't really know of any website providers out there that do, but $100 a month, guys. Yeah, so I that's the thing, like, when they're initially, again, trying to get you to bite, there are certain things that they're just, that, aren't really included that should be included, or that kind of, when I hear our professionals are going to provide you with a professional website, everyone's ideas of what that's going to be are going to be different. But for me, it was like, cool, then that means, like, maybe they'll write up stuff about me that I can, like what I'm talking about. Not just all these aesthetics and cosmetics and all that stuff that makes it look eye-appealing and all of that. So, okay, as I said, I was like, I'm not really interested right now. Maybe in a month or something like that, you guys can call me. And the guy is still, like, very much, like, trying to get me to buy right then and there. And he's like, well, listen, actually, really, it's not that it's $100 a month. Well, it is, no matter what and no matter who you are. And that's something else that they kind of try to manipulate you with. So what they do is they're like, well, this is actually a $199 service. But because I like you and because I'm really interested in the service and like the business that you own, I'm going to go ahead and give you a friends and family discount, and it's only $100 a month, okay? This is very simple marketing tactics that I use on not clients, but when I'm trying to get brand deals or sponsorships. These are things that you don't have to say, but it's good to say, because when you do that, you make somebody feel special. I like your company, Defender Razor, so much that normally I would charge $600 for 6 weeks worth of advertisements at the beginning of my videos, but I really love you so much that I'm going to charge you $400 for it. It's just a simple marketing tactic, and they tried to push that on me several times. I'll get into that in a little bit, but the guy says this to me. He's like, well, I'll do this. And I'm like, that's great, but I just can't do it right now. Maybe in a month, contact me then, and we'll see where I'm at. Like 6 days later, the guy calls me back. Not a month later, 6 days later, he calls me back. And he's like, hey, we went ahead and just kind of made like a real rough draft of a website for you. And I wanted you to take a look at it and tell me what you think. And it's like, okay. I mean, I didn't ask for that, but you're making the steps to try to get me interested. So, I mean, I'm a creative person. I'll take I know what it's like when you create something and you want somebody to see it and appreciate it. So, all right, I'll take a look at it. I take a look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, this looks cool, Yeah, I understand, like this looks pretty good, And then it's like, okay, well, how about we just go ahead and start your service today? And it's like, I had just sold my van, so I had a little extra money. And it was like, all right, I'll try this for a month and we'll see where we're at in a month, okay? Well, here's the thing about that. This company, one of their cancellation requirements is that you give them 30 days notice to cancel, okay? You can't just say one day. You can't just be like, okay, I want to cancel. Don't charge me for next month. Let's just let this be the last one, and then we're done. No, that's not how these guys work. And this is where I get into the con artist thieving comment. So let's say your bill cycle is the 8th of every month. It starts, you get billed for their service on the 8th. If you call them or if you send them an email on the 9th, you're going to get billed. Even though you just canceled, you're going to get billed the following month on the 8th, another $100, and your website is going to be up through them for another 30 days. Even though you just said, I want to cancel, they're not going to just let you cancel, which is the biggest load of bullshit. Again, I'm providing this company with $100 a month. If I say I don't want this anymore, it should not be a situation of, well, our policy says you have to give us 30 days, and since you waited until a day after your billing cycle, you're going to get billed again. You have got to see where I'm coming from with this. It is the shadiest practice that a company can do. It's just taking money because you can. Anyway, so the company, I'm like, okay, I'll try it for a month. All right, well, we're going to set up a phone call. You can talk with our professional website builder tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. One of them anyway, one of the professionals. And we'll get you started. It's like, okay, cool. So I watched the guy set up everything because I had like this screen share thing going on. He sets it up for 11 o'clock in the morning. They're in California. I'm in Indiana. So there's a big difference in our time there. And what happens? The guy doesn't call me at 11 o'clock in the morning. He calls me at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's like, dude, you were supposed to call me 3 hours ago. I'm on the road right now doing stuff. Honestly, that alone, I was already kind of sour because I told the first guy initially to call me back in a month. He calls me back 6 days later. He takes $100, right? And which, he didn't put a gun to my head and make me give him $100. I did that willingly. But it was like, I'm spending money here on this and you guys are already fucking up day one, you know? So I was like, I don't really think I want to deal with this service. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel. And that's when I get the whole spiel about, well, sir, you can cancel, but you're going to get billed again next month anyway. So it's like, okay, so I'm trapped. They don't make you feel free. They make you feel trapped in this situation where it's like, okay, I have to comply. I have no choice but to comply. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and cancel. I sent them an email today and I get a message. I was like, we're sorry that you want to cancel. Could you give me a reason why you want to cancel? And it's just like, at this point, and I get that too, like a lot of companies do that. They're not the only ones. Hey, what's going on? Why do you want to cancel? Just in the effect that they might be able to fix something. But really, the damage is already done. I was pretty much ready to cancel. Like I said, the very first day when things weren't working out on their end. I realize my billing cycle starts on the 8th. It's now the 7th. That they're going to charge me, okay? Now I have a car payment due. I have just enough money in my account to make that car payment. I have a little bit of money in my savings account, but not much. Just enough to keep it open and keep me from getting billed every month. I'm building some sort of financial nest egg for myself, and these guys are basically taking my eggs, is what I see, okay? Or going to take my eggs. Preemptive strike is about to happen. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to avoid this? And this is something that I encourage all of you to do, no matter what the service is. And this is the most extreme way to solve this issue, but this is how I solved it. And this is why they're not going to get the $100 from me tomorrow. And I'm not paying for a service that I'm not using because I don't want the shit. I just went ahead and canceled the credit card on file. I canceled that card, hot carded it. It was my bank card, it was my debit card. Oh yes, Mo Pro, you hear that? So tomorrow when they go to try to actually bill me, it's going to come back, this credit card is declined, or this credit card is, not going to be charged or whatever, and they're going to go, what? Right? So I cut off the head of the snake before it could bite me. It's unfortunate that I had to do that, but the bank that I go through, they're providing one of those new chip cards anyway, and I was like, why don't I just go ahead and get that taken care of? This card expires, in a few months anyway, so why don't I just cancel this card and order a new one and hot card this one to where no monthly billing or whatever that's being set up with these guys, they're not going to be able to bill me. So it's unfortunate that it ended up that way, but basically where I'm at is, if you are providing a service that is $100 a month, you should have a lot of more freedoms. There should be a lot more service providing than just, here's a template, we're going to do some minor changes, you make your own bio, oh, and by the way, you have 30 days, you have to give us 30 days notice to cancel, and if you don't do it before your billing cycle, then we're going to bill you again and again, so yeah, like, unless you are a company who, like I said earlier, has a lot of clientele every day and you can afford the $100 a month, stay away from them. Go with GoDaddy.com, and that's where I'm going back to. If you guys have any questions about any of this or anything like that, if you think I didn't cover anything, let me know what you think about the situation in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.